Hi, I am Sydney, and I am a servant of the Almighty God. SOTAG is an organization that I started, and it's not about a specific religion. As a matter of fact, I'm going to speak about enhancing our spirituality. And so, regardless of which religious doctrine an individual subscribes to, this is about spirituality. This goes back to our creation, and from the very beginning, almost every tribe, everywhere, there is that notion. We know that there's a spiritual component to each of us. Along the way, we were given the scriptures and the commandments, which I often have to emphasize. The commandments are the rule of law. Those are rules that apply to everyone, and no one is above those rules. So regardless of which iteration of the scriptures that anyone subscribes to, we have to recognize. And I think that's where now most of us tend to stay away from organized religions, or a lot of us do, because in my view, they're doing a part of the work, but it's like you have a festival based on deep seated, deep meanings and deep understanding of some process or some event that occurred. But over time, all the meaning behind that is gone. So it becomes somewhat empty. So religions are still doing the scriptures, but they do not emphasize that rule of law, that it applies to everyone and no one is above it, meaning that the religious leaders must conform to that which they basically ask us to subscribe to. The other thing that religions don't do, and so as we seek to grow spiritually, religions now have fallen away from the concept and the very important of us in the presence of this omnipresent creator. So now you almost never hear that concept of us in the presence of our omnipresent creator. And so, and that would be so, I think it's crucial that be something that we reintroduce and reinforce, because just as we change our behaviors when we are aware that we are being recorded, it's the same thing. When we talk about judgment and God-fearing, individuals who are aware that we all exist in the presence of the living God, so regardless of any religion, embracing that concept, we are in his presence. And so this is why we tend to do as we would be done by. There is another very important concept of the omnipotent God. The omnipotent God, and I'm trying to get a picture up here of my latest book, which is, I think it just kind of blew my mind when I got these inspirations about all our science and technologies are manifestations. They are revelations that manifest the power of the omnipotent God. So I'll stick up my book here so you can see what the book looks like. And I would love you to go out and get a copy. Let's see if I can make this picture a little more. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's gone again. Nope, Let's see, you can do a better job with this. Anyhow, so let's get past that. The point I want to make with the omnipotent God is that all our technologies, all of these amazing things that we now know as our knowledge, our science and technologies, we must be aware that we did not create the, the base elements, the basic rules that we now use for all our science and technologies were already there. We simply discovered them, and really they are revelations to us for our betterment. And so to enhance our spirituality, we have to recognize that out there we were given the rule of law, the commandments that we should live by, regardless of which religion. We must also recognize we are in the presence of this omnipresent Creator, and that all our science and technology are revelations, because again, we did not create the elements and the rules for even medicine. When we look at the things that govern, we have diseases and all of the research that goes into finding ways to heal us. Those dedicated individuals are making discoveries of what already exists and existed prior to the dinosaurs. What is being revealed to us are the rules that govern basically creation. And so in order to really enhance our spirituality, you see, this is independent, because the scriptures were given to us not to create religions, but for all of us. But if we are somewhat disenchanted with the way that has gone, because man has taken it as a way to to basically capture us and require that we subvert our will, our God-given free will, to man, who in many cases do not seem to be complying with the rule of law. Because it's not uncommon to hear spiritual leaders about murder. They want to kill. They feel that they should be doing this. And so obviously they don't think that the rule of law applies to them. And so those of us who try to be spiritually enlightened recognize and says, no, this is not good. This is not what I want to follow. But you can build that relationship, and I'd love to in some of my other discussions, I talk about relationships are personal. We cannot have a proxy for a relationship. And so we can enhance our spirituality, recognizing the rule of law, recognizing the omnipresent and the omnipotence. And I will be doing a lot more on revealing the omnipotence, but recognize that everything that's revealed to us is for our benefit, but they are revealed to us as discoveries of what already is. So we enhance our spirituality by building a personal relationship with the Almighty and learning the commandments and keeping the commandments, so that we grow, we become more enlightened, we interact, we build that personal relationship, and eventually we can build our personal relationship with others who, like us, recognize that we are special. We are special creations, and as He created all of us, all over the planet, we are all special. So we deal with people equally. And that's part of the beauty of becoming enlightened and growing spiritually. We recognize by having a bond with the Almighty, we have a bond with everyone else. And it's a special bond that we can honor and become more as He would have us, where we learn to do as we be done by. I hope this touches some part of you, and I will continue along this path. And I want to thank you for taking the time. And until next time, thanks and God bless.